In this video, I get sent to the realm as McLaren spins me out and I send it. But is it a dirty move? Hello everyone and welcome back to a Gran Turismo video where we're in the Mazda 3 in Daily Race B. Now I don't normally cover Daily Race B on Tuesday, but this race seems to be a lot of fun and we're going to talk about the problems with it and also just how fun it actually can be. First of all, the problem, the Mazda 3. This car is it needs retuning completely because look at the speed difference here. I'm catching this Ferrari at an almighty speed, a real big almighty speed. We're looking to get past them already here. They've dropped off the pack already just due to the... And that Ferrari's not slow. That Ferrari's very quick. As we look on the inside, then both understeering as we head in towards the hairpin. We do get it stopped. It's not slow in the slightest there, the Ferrari, but it's just... This Mazda is in another league. So when we talk about this being a meta, we don't necessarily mean over one lap. We actually just mean in the race because it's really, really hard to overtake a Mazda 3 if you're not in a Mazda 3. It really is indeed. As we go to the external camera then, I'm trying to overtake a Mazda 3 round the outside here. Is it going to work out? Look at this side-by-side action as we go into the right-hander then. Ted defends it then. We're going to jump back on board now then. As we see, it's Barrington Ward up ahead then as we go into the left-hander. Is it Barrington Ward? That's probably a better way to say it as we continue on through here. But I will say this race does remind me of touring cars a lot as we zoom in here because you may have just seen it. They just went a little bit over the red and white curbing and I said in the weekly race guide, don't do it because that happens. A 1 second penalty there for the British driver up ahead. Oh, we go way too deep there as we look to bring it back. So it does remind me of touring cars, this race. It really does. And I think this race is solid fun. It really is fun as we head up here into the hairpin. Then I'm going to stay behind the driver up ahead, of course, because we've got the penalty. There's no point fighting it and wasting time here. So we're going to continue on out of here. In fact, I actually forgot where the line was here as we continue out of that corner. It's in a horrendous place, this. Look at where it is there. That's going to hamper you throughout the entire straight there. It really will do indeed. We advance a bit further on then as we look up ahead. Oh, big hit. You can see my face there as well. That's the reaction I did at the time. I'm commentating on this a fair few hours later as we go into the left hand. That's a big old hit there for the Spanish driver as we continue on down the dipper then here at Deep Forest Raceway. In reverse, of course, we jump to the Spanish driver, going into his left-hander, braking a lot. Oh, slight tag on the rear. They're going around. They're going to Narnia there as they hit the barrier. They're going to slam it in reverse and go straight onto the track, which is not the greatest there as we continue on out of here. Then up into P10 we go. It's been a fun race so far. You see that smile on my face. We're catching up the Turbo Toys as well. I suspect they have damage from that minor contact with the Spanish driver as we continue on past them. Then here, are we going to get it done? That is the question. Side by side, heading towards the right hander. We've got the inside line here. This should be done and dusted then. Oh, nearly into the 787B Mazda 3 there. I say 787B, of course, because of delivery. Turbo Toys looking down the inside then as we go into this corner. Not going to quite work then as we jump back on board. And me later on in the race as well. So we did pull away from Turbo Toys. We're right behind Rygro now as we go into the hairpin. So you can see how this does feel like touring cars. If they go a bit deep here, it reminds me of Not Kill this corner, actually, doesn't it? My word. The last corner, Not Kill, Deep Forest Raceway in reverse. What's the difference? As we continue on out of there, then it's very, very similar. Obviously, Not Kill's a bit steeper. I'm going to head down towards this right-hander then. Nice livery on that car up ahead, of course. Paying tribute to that 787B then as we continue. And we're going to look around the outside here then. Jump back to that external camera. Let's have a look at what's happening here as we try around the outside. Still side by side with Rygro here. Brilliant racing then as we head into the left then. Oh, we go a bit deep there. They go a bit deeper though as well. But still side by side. This is awesome stuff here. Really good fun this one as we go into left-hander. And we do get it stopped indeed. As we look there to try and defend the position now as we go into the left. A little bit of understeer because we took a very tight line there trying to defend here. Up into P8 though, and I'm having a whale of a time, I'll tell you that right now. This was really good fun, this race, as I go a bit sideways into the right-hander. Now, I am using a setup in this race. I will explain that later on in the video as we get a good old flash there from behind. I appreciate that. That tells me you're going to want to bump draft me and continue on. There we go. Confirmation. Thumbs up. Happy days. Let's continue on the racing. Let's advance further on then. As we head towards the final lap, we catch up to the next pack. Then we got Lost Marco. We got Lenz. And I can't see up ahead there. An Italian Super Cupper. Or Super Cooker. Sorry, not Cupper. He's not British, of course. That'd be a cup of tea. Anyway, we're going to go down the dipper here then, up towards the dangerous corner, the most dangerous corner of them all here, as we go into the left-hander, looking to get hard on the brakes. I was expecting a crash here, but yeah, nobody crashes. We make it through here nice and dandy. Look at that. It's happy days indeed. And again, just the feeling of touring cars here. Really, really, really good. Now, I do say with Group 4, they do need to separate the front-wheel drive cars away from the rest of the field and really just create a touring car class category of itself, because I think it could be really good fun if they could balance them out accordingly. The Mazda 3, the Audi TT, the Renault Megane, of course, and the Volkswagen Scirocco, getting all them in there. The RCZ as well, sorry, as I did look down the inside there. Late lunge by me. Unfortunately, I had to give that one up because I did tag Los Marco, so they continue on as we go through this right-hander. Very close contact there as we head in towards this sharp left-hander. Very hard to get this right. It's very easy to do what Los Marco just does there, where the rear just comes out a little bit, just with that weight transfer, and we're right back in the action. And can we get P7 before the end of the race? That is the question as we look for the run through here. Turn later into this right-hander. Look at this. We've got the perfect line now for the left, and we're going to have a good old run on the finish drive then. As we go out of here then, where are they going to go? They go towards the right-hand side. I'm going to try around the outside here then as we get to the final corner. Let's go for the run out of the corner then. Let's see what we can do there. We avoid all that understeer. We've got the run here then. And we're going to look towards that right-hand side. We're going to start ducking down behind that steering wheel and hopefully get the win here. Or not win, sorry, P7. It feels like a win because it's good fun. But no, we don't. We finish in P8. Now, you see the smile on my face? It's a really good fun race this. I do recommend you try it. And I'll say it is a Mazda Cup at the moment, the Mazda Trophy. But I will give you a setup at the end that you can use. I didn't provide this setup. We found this setup and it's on our TCR spreadsheet as we jump to the second race then, where we've got a few other non-Mazda cars. We'll see how they handle themselves. First up behind us, of course, we've got Truspay in a McLaren 650S, who is currently being dropped like crazy. Just how quick are they dropping though? Look at that. Dropping 0.657. It's going up by the 10th here as we go down the straight. They should be catching us at the back of the pack. But no, that's not the case here. I think the McLaren up ahead's just been mugged as well here as we go into the hairpin for the first time basking. Is it going to be a crash here then? There was in the weekly race guide, of course, but no, not this time. Oh, slight contact there between those two. So we're going to take advantage of that. Go around the outside of Cerberus. Up into P13 we go. And again, this car either needs reclassifying in category-wise, make a whole touring car section, or retuning, because look at this. We're just going flying on by a McLaren there, and Mazda is faster than a McLaren. You heard it here first, folks, as we head down towards this strong right-hander. And literally, strong right... Why is it strong right-hander, Tidge? Well, I literally broke late there to avoid the contact behind, but it's a strong right-hander because it's a hard one to actually nail perfectly to get the run here as we look behind the Swiss driver then. MBMBCC looking down the inside of them. Are we going to get it stopped? Yes, we are. That's up a position up into P11. We have a Ferrari up ahead. We should be able to overtake them easy peasy lemon squeezy, that is for sure. But we've got to deal with a Swiss driver behind as well. Because they're closest to me, of course, they're getting a stronger slipstream, not a stronger slipstream. And, of course, they're going to look down the inside then. Let's actually jump to their view then. Let's see what's happening here. We give them room on that inside line there. You can see that. I love that livery, by the way. Thank you again, Sonic, for providing that livery as we go into the left-hander. And we are looking to keep that position for now as we go into the hairpin. Can we keep it on exit? That is the question. Yes, we can. They've got quite a few driving aids going on there. Of course, like counter assist and traction control. Completely understandable for both of them. And there's no issues with using driving aids here, folks. If they help you drive, use them. Don't feel embarrassed of using them. We're jumping up ahead in the field here because what's going to happen here then with the Brit then? Oh, into the barrier. Understeers. Oh, hits the barrier. Gets pit maneuvered as well, does Groot. I am gone, I'm afraid, there. And we're looking to catch up to them as well. Let's go into the tunnel and we're going to go alongside them. Look at this then. Side-by-side action. Let's jump back on board with myself then. We don't quite get ahead of him here as we go into this left-hander though. I want you to look at that rear view mirror. And McLaren comes from nowhere and absolutely slams into me for no reason whatsoever. I was very confused by that because I know the Mazda was behind me. So we're going to have a look at that in the replay then. So here is that McLaren 650S, Bad Mad Max. As we go into this left-hander, they're just going to send it, release the brakes, and actually go to hit me there. Really bad driving, moronic driving, arguably dirty driving there. It looked like it did aim for me, and I'm not sure why. I will say arguably because you are going to let me go here, even though you got a 3-second penalty. I thought, I don't know why you did what you did there, really. You should have just hampered on the anchors, you knew they made a mistake, and not tried to hit me there to try and save yourself. So, yeah, not the greatest in the world there as we go hard on the brakes then. But obviously, you didn't do it on purpose because you didn't slam into me on that corner either, so... yeah, I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. We're going to leave that corner. By the way, I did mention the weekly race guide on that corner. I was doing it in second gear. Doing third, by the way. I found third to be actually quicker than hairpin. So, just a tip for you there as we go into this left-hander. And we're back racing the Swiss driver. Of course we are, from a few laps ago. So, in towards the left we go. Again, we're trying to get a wider line here to then open up this corner. Use a little bit of the inside then. Over towards the left-hand side. They brake on that corner. Unfortunately, that catches me off guard. because I wasn't expecting the brake in there, so they get a bit of a bump from behind from me, of course, as we go into this right-hander. Again, they've gone very wide there. That's an extremely wide line, so I'm not sure what's going on here. You can see my face of confusion there because they're taking some very odd lines, but even so, we're on the inside of the driver. This driver, of course, was in the Ferrari in the previous race, so maybe they're just getting used to the Mazda 3. I'm not too sure. Maybe realizing the Ferrari or any other car is no good here as we head towards the hairpin. Then hard on the brakes we go, then slowing it down nicely for this right-hander. Again, third gear on exit is far better than second gear. Just keep that in mind if you are going to use this car. So we jumped to lap 5. We just got the fastest lap in the race. We catch up to that Ferrari finally once again. I said I was going to overtake that. A few laps to go. Of course, here we go then down the inside. The Ferrari has no hopes here, so we're just going to go around the outside here, get the job done very quickly here as we head towards the hairpin. Oh, the Ferrari's having another look here. Not worthwhile doing, to be honest, because I'd just accelerate right on by again on the straight as we continue on here. So we catch up to the Polish driver, Crystal Diablo 65. As we go into here then, we're about to start the final lap here. Again, this race has been absolutely fantastic. Now, we've got this Polish driver up ahead. I've just remembered what's going to happen here. Starts weaving. Now, you can make one move, but weaving like this is considered dirty driving, just FYI. As we are going to look down the inside then. Is it going to work? No, not quite. Then they shut that door as we continue on through here then and up in towards the hairpin. We're going to go in towards the left and they go hard on the brakes there, which I was surprised by. It's not really a braking corner. So I get all confused there. I send it down the inside. We get it stopped. A bit aggressive from me, in my opinion. At first, I thought about the weaving. I was like, you know what? You're weaving and you broke in a weird place. I'm going to keep this position. We'll have a look at it in terms of their perspective then as we go in towards the left-hander. Again, on the brakes. Not as hard as I thought it was, but still, it's a bit weird to go on the brakes. They point it very much towards the corner then, and we did go a bit deep there. So looking back at this, I probably should have given that one up. Even with the weaving, which is very frustrating, I probably should have given that position back. So I do apologize for that one. We're going to head towards the line though. You can see a bit my frustration there. I was very confused with that race, but even so, it was still good fun. And look at that in P6 and it's Nissan Silvia. What's that doing there? Now, I do want to talk about some of the issues I have at the moment with some of these daily races, specifically setups, okay? Now, for me, I wouldn't mind setups too much if you could download said setups at least. So what I would expect to do is, for example, go into my other account here, clicking it. It's got load ghost there, but I would also like to see load setup if you're in the same car. Load the setup, it goes automatically in. Happy days. You can have a look at it and then use it if you want to use it. It would be really nice indeed. So this is a setup I'm currently using. I think this was Luke Nodero's setup that we've got in our TCR spreadsheet. Worked a charm, to be honest with you. Definitely 30s available with this setup if you do want to give it a try, of course. You can see that right there. But for me, yes, setups, they do help in some situations, but I'd like to be able to download them. Arguably, I feel like that setups shouldn't exist in these daily races. They're jumping and play factors. I feel maybe an extra daily race would help if you want tuning in there, but most people just want to jump in and play and just have good fun, not tweak about with a car, because there's at least a second in some situations in terms of setups. That's going to be it, though, for me, folks. If you did enjoy this video, as always, do give it a like. Do subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all the support, of course. And there are 2 videos there to check out, including this week's weekly race guide if you're unsure on how to do any of those daily races. Once again, a big thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.